Hi friends! Welcome to the next video. I'm glad to see you here. Today we're doing Summer Green Part 2, which is a continuation of the Wattpad Keeper of the Lost City series. So yeah, let's get started. Lynn's Song. Lynn followed her friends around as they went to store after store. Bianna already had an armful of bags, and Sophie was holding a little golden red marbled notebook that she'd gotten, and a toy for Panda. Lynn hadn't found one thing that looked interesting. It was at about 1 o'clock, Bianna pulled the group toward a small pizza shop. Let's stop and eat here for a bit, she decided, glancing at her phone. Lynn shrugged and scooted into the booth. Fitz slid in next to her and shook out his hair. I think my legs are actually going to die, he said. Lynn laughed. Tam hates shopping too. Says it burns too many calories. Fitz snorted. Yeah, your brother needs all the calories he can get. Bianna sighed dramatically and dropped her bags onto the ground with a dull thump. What type of pizza do you guys want? Sophie asked, pulling up a menu. There's olive, pepperoni, cheese. Lynn shrugged. Anything without meat. Fitz nodded. Yeah, we could do mushroom. Bianna shook her head. No, olive fine, but no mushrooms. She pulled out her phone as Sophie called over a waiter and gave him their order. Anything to drink? The waiter asked. Just some water. Sophie said the same time Lynn asked for some pineapple juice. She laughed. Oh, sorry. The waiter quickly wrote down the drinks and walked off, humming a lively tone. Oh, look who's here, Bianna said suddenly, pointing to the entrance. Dex and Keith stood awkwardly looking around until Dex stopped Bianna and smiled, strutting over. Wow, didn't know you guys had the same idea as us. Dex commented, sitting next to Bianna. Yeah, no. Fitz shifted closer to Lynn so Keith could sit down. Just saying, I'm not buying the stuff for you two, Fitz declared. We don't need your money, Fitzy, Keith said, smirking. He dug into his pockets and pulled out a couple $20 bills. Like that's going to pay for a meal. Keith held up a hand, reaching into his shoes. Then he pulled out 2 crumbled 100s and smoothed them out. I think this is more enough for a meal, don't you think, Dex? Dex laughed and Fitz rolled his eyes, leaning closer to Lynn and whispering, show off. Where's Tam? Sophie asked, turning to Dex. Dex shrugged. I didn't ask him to come, sorry. Figured it was just going to be Keith and I. Speaking of which, Keith said, turning to Fitz, why didn't you tell us you were out with the ladies, hoping to suck up all the attention yourself? Fitz smirked. No, I just figured without you around, I'd actually have a chance. You know, that's kind of right. Keith ran a hand through his hair, winking. I do kind of steal the spotlight. Sophie started coughing all of a sudden. Bianna leaned away from her and screeched, Corona! Sophie opened her mouth to say something and then started laughing again. Everyone looked at her in concern. She stopped coughing and sniffed. I'm good. I just think I swallowed a hairball. She glanced at Keith, smiling, before bursting into another wheezing fit. Several heads had turned in the restaurant, and a waiter walked over from another table. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave, she said, staying a couple feet from the table. Sophie nodded and scooted past Dex and Bianna. The waiter stepped back as Lynn and the rest of her friends got out too. Keith returned his sock money to his shoe and nudged Sophie gently. Are you okay? He asked. Sophie nodded. I'm sorry for ruining your guys' lunch, she said. Fitz shrugged. It's fine. We can go to my house and eat. Everybody agreed, but Sophie shook her head. It's fine. I don't want to get the rest of you guys sick. Thanks for buying me the stuff. She started walking away, and everybody stood still, waiting for her to realize she hadn't driven herself. She kept walking, covering her mouth occasionally as she coughed. Lynn giggled. Should we... Bianna laughed and called, Hey, Sophie, are you forgetting something? Sophie stopped and turned. She waved and called, See you guys later. Then she continued walking. Jeff started laughing as Fitz face palmed. Keith chuckled. Oh my gosh, he said. Fitz elbowed him. Yeah, she forgot her wallet too. Keith rushed up to Sophie and tapped her shoulder. Sophie's eyes widened and the top of her cheeks flushed. She walked back over with Keith and sniffed. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me sooner, though. Some friends you are. Dex laughed. Well, we're still hanging out with you, even though you have COVID. Several heads in the store turned, and Sophie smothered a cough. Okay, no need to go announcing that to the world, Disney. Maybe it's just the flu. Keith raised an eyebrow. In the middle of July? Hey, it's possible. But at least, if I do have COVID, chances are you all have COVID and we can be quarantined together. Fiona shrugged. True, but I don't know if I would want to be quarantined for at least 2 weeks, 14 at most. Oh, that would be awful. Almost 4 months of quarantine. Fiona squinted at Sophie and then laughed. Nope, definitely not worth it. She laughed as Sophie looked at her hurt. So that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and click the bell button to get notified when I post new videos. Happy watching! Bye!